In 30 minutes, they did an auction of champagne bottles. All 4 bottles were auctioned off complete, $4.2 million.
Holy shit.
Why don't I just work hard for myself for once? So that is kind of like my new mindset. Like, I'm working hard for myself. I'm not working hard for somebody else anymore.
Yeah, screw that.
He goes, I help fund startup brands for Asian Americans, right? And I go, okay. And he goes, so the first rule of thumb I want you to learn is ask for what you want.
What up?
Welcome back to the Why did you do that? Welcome back to the Y2K Show. We are back. I know it's been a long time. I'm Saint Yim, joined by my co-host Chris Yee.
What's good?
Benji, you're fired today as a co-host because today you are our guest.
Nice. I'm actually a guest.
That's how you know we fucked up.
I'm a guest on my own podcast. Let's
Yo.
go. Let's go.
No, we'll get straight into it.
It's really the Y2 show.
Yeah,
right
today's
now.
just the Y2 show.
Y2
Y2 show, and then K is the guest.
Cool.
Yeah. So Benji, we'll just hop straight into it. You just got back from New York.
Yes.
It is AAPI month right now. Apparently they're changing the acronym, but we'll just go with that for now.
What are they changing it to?
They're supposed to be trying to make it more inclusive.
Of who?
All the Asians.
It doesn't mean
Asian-
I know I just went to an event. It's my first one, so don't cancel me. But is it like Asian American Pacific Islander?
Yeah, it's like a Pacific Islander, and then it's like I don't know, man.
But Asian American Pacific Islander.
What else is there?
What if it's like
I think
you're
they're-
not an American?
Like Indians?
Indian is Asian, dumbass.
I know, but like,
I think
what else?
We're off to a great
what else
start.
Is there, right?
all right. Okay,
Honestly,
okay.
AAPI is.
Let's go
good
with
enough.
AAPI. It's AAPI Heritage Month, and Benji actually just came back from a pretty significant event. You met some pretty big people out there.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little snippet of what you were doing out there? Because
I was there for 2 things. So I was there for like a big awards dinner with a lot of like people I wasn't even expecting to meet, just like very influential people, whether they're in the entertainment industry or in the business industry, and just like people from like all over. It just matters like who you talk to. Like I met like the VPs of like Meta to multi-billionaires of huge companies, people who work in the NFL, NHL, social media marketing for all the pro leagues. Dan Lim, who's the executive director of Netflix, Stephen Yoon, Michelle Yeoh, all the big Oscar-winning actors, actresses, all the pro athletes that came in. Unfortunately, I forgot because I'm selfish and I think I'm the coolest pro athlete, so I didn't really care about them. That's just how I function. Sorry. But other than that, I just met like huge angel investors to a point, like people just who have money to just give and help, like Asian American startup brands to like just helping each other, you know? And then on top of that, awards dinner, which I'm very fortunate to even be invited to because it was like a limited guest list. I was also in the Celebrity All-Star basketball game that was held at the Barclays Center, which is where the Brooklyn Nets play. And that was ran by Joe Tsai, who is the CEO of Alibaba and the owner of the Brooklyn Nets.
oh shit, CEO of Alibaba.
Yeah, and then he's the owner of the Brooklyn Nets as well, who's the first Asian American owner for an NBA team.
Damn.
So got to meet him and talk to him and understand him. Also got to meet Andrew Yang, who is a politician, and he was like about to be the first Asian president at one point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He ran last.
Yeah,
last
he
year,
ran
got
for
pretty
running,
far.
like I think he got 3rd or 4th, but I mean that's still like an amazing feat, and just somebody to have his phone number on my phone is like kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my weekend. It went from
You got his digits?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
yeah. So
Call
it's
him,
just,
call him up right now.
Yeah, FaceTime so, and tell him that everyone thinks we look alike, and be like, "Hey, man, I just want you to know this is your doppelganger." Apparently,
FaceTime.
hey, I mean
FaceTime.
that's a beautiful man right there. Though.
that's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, like going there was, I didn't know what to expect. Just somehow got invited, just through some connections, and just thought I'd be a good part of the basketball part, and obviously to network a little bit. But when I got there, I think Chris kind of figured it out when I came back. Like I just came back so inspired. Like my head just like locked right in because you just met so many giving people, but you just met people around you that you just can't fathom how much money they have or how much success they have and just the way they carry themselves. And it's like you just want to be half of that. And I think for me, I walked in there realizing like I did have some type of superpower because I walked in there wearing what I normally wear, just not knowing there was a dress code. So yeah,
People are looking at you like, damn, man's got some style. It's
Yeah,
fashion.
it was a bit.
Benji's like, oh fuck, what did I just do?
I was
Bro.
so mad. The guy that I came with, I'm like, bro, you didn't tell me I
was-
was supposed to wear a suit and tie. I have a whole hat on.
I was telling
and everything.
Benji, if you showed up in a suit and tie, it would look so off, though.
Yeah,
You know.
I feel like it probably worked out for
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I put a suit and tie later that night for dinner. So turn some
you.
heads.
I gotta
up.
ask, did you win the game?
So I'm not gonna put all of it out there. We lost in double overtime, and
Wow.
Okay, that's an honorable.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would say I did everything I could at the end, just because it was at first for fun, but then when it came down to it, I had to start taking shots.
Dude,
and
yeah, I want to see the. Was it what?
I don't
where
think it
can
was
we watch it?
televised. I don't think it was televised or anything. I think it was just like for that, like
Yeah.
For the people there.
for the event.
It's not
but
on YouTube or anything.
I feel like they gotta have
They
something.
gotta have
I'll
filmed
ask,
it, dude.
I'll ask if they
Yeah.
do. But I will say there was like 3,500 people. They literally sold out one whole side of Barclays. So I really felt like I was back to playing in my pro days because it was so huge.
That must have felt really nice for you.
It was nostalgic and
yeah.
it was nice in a way where I didn't have pressure. I was just having fun. So it was the
Yeah.
first time I had fun playing basketball again. So
on the big stage.
Yeah.
yeah,
on
it just
the-
made
on
me
the- oh,
feel
yeah.
like at home. And then fun fact was I didn't know after the game people kept screaming my name, and I was just like, what the hell's going on? So I turn around and I just see people I don't know. So I just went over there at the end of the game. I was like, oh hi, like what's going on? They were actually my fans from back when I played from Taiwan and Mongolia that live in New York, and they saw my
That's
socials
crazy.
and bought a ticket just to like have a chance to see me again.
That's actually wild.
And
bro.
that like brought so much emotions to me because I was
Yeah.
like, I thought I was like forgotten, you know, like 'cause I'm doing other things and I wasn't like a big social media guy back when I played.
Yeah, you kinda
Nor
hung
did
up
I,
New Jersey,
nor
so
did
to
I
speak.
felt like no one cared anymore. You
Yeah.
know, it's been like 4 years. So that was just really like amazing for me to see them, and then I just like immediately jumped over. I took a picture with everyone, thanked them, and like they were trying to like take me out to dinner after. Like they're such like loving people. So
Yeah,
it was
trying to
just
take you
like,
out to dinner after. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, shout out. But
Nah, Benji came back. Benji came back. I was like, bro, you look different. Something about you is different.
yeah, I just came back with a mindset of just like I don't, and I told the people that invited me because like, hey, you're always welcome to come back, and I just told them, no, I'm gonna come back, but you guys are gonna know who I am. Like I'm gonna be a keynote speaker.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna come back until I have that.
Let's make
And
it
they're
happen,
just like,
dude.
yeah. So they believe in it, and I just met a lot of people that could help me in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And then you guys are aware that we have a jewelry brand coming out. I was able to
What's it called?
Origami, coming soon. So if you follow our socials,
Plug the social right there.
Origami. But yeah, just being able to network and meet people to a point that can really benefit us. And then that actually led to when we came back, the network I met there, I plugged them with Chris and Andrew to go to an event, and they actually networked with somebody that we're having a meeting with next week that's going to help us towards our brand that
Hell
we
yeah.
absolutely needed. So it's like, this is just all working out. And like Chris was telling me, like I kind of realized going there, obviously I feel like I'm a social person, or like I'm able to connect with people, but that was the first time I felt like I feel like I can go into any room and command the floor, and it has nothing to do with like my presence. It's just like I'm not afraid to take chances. So for me to walk in there and come out shaking hands with 20 plus people, having all their info, and then being able to show out in a basketball game for them to respect me enough, and then see me in a different light and want to help me, want to be in my circle, that just tells me I can walk into any room now and just be like, I can be one of these people.
I feel like,
Like
yeah.
I can just be one of them.
I do think
don't
it was
know why.
important that you did well in the game, because I feel like, yo, if you had gotten all their info and then like you were the worst player,
Oh, fun fact.
they would have been like,
Fun fact, I got all their info before the basketball game.
yeah,
That's
no, yeah,
another
that's
thing.
what I'm saying. But then if you had gotten all their info and then you sucked, they would have been like,
Delete.
delete. Yeah,
No, if anything, I
Fuck
was
that,
like,
dude.
I just heard like all the fans. It was just really funny. Like they were just,
Yeah.
it was always muscles or my legs or
yeah.
like.
No, it worked
how-
out for you.
how
They saw
nice-
you in
yeah,
your
my hair.
element.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
was basically just wearing the tightest clothes
Yeah.
possible.
But bro, I'm so glad I'm so glad you got that experience, because like I've always seen that in you.
Yeah.
You know, I tell you that, but
Yeah.
I feel like you now realize that's your superpower, right? That's your
Yeah,
X
yeah.
factor.
Yeah.
Everyone has a superpower, and like that's yours.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
not to like put us down, but like it's different when you're like you know we got your back and we're gonna like gas you up, but like it's different
Yeah.
when people that like one that you not that you don't look up to your friends or whatever, but people that you have only looked at from a distance, right? Looked up to from a distance, see you in a certain light, then like you start to see you see yourself in a different light, you know. And I think there's something about just being around like hyper successful people that you're like,
it was super hyper
you're like,
successful
oh shit,
people.
like there's levels, but it's possible. Like I'm here with these people, like it is possible to get there.
And I feel like those are the people you want to network with
Yeah.
too, because it's the Asian community, and I feel like people need to tap into that more because it's like there's so much pride being Asian, and I
They
think
want to see
Because they
them
want to
succeed.
see you win. That's
Exactly.
the crazy
Exactly,
part. That's
but
why
like-
I'm like, I wasn't really surrounded by, like, no offense to our friend group. I love our friend group for the most part, you know, like, but at the end of the day, like, let's just be transparent. Like, LA is a dog eat dog world. Everyone is out for themselves, and that's why our circles get tighter. And that's no disrespect to anyone who sees this. Like, I got love for everyone, but let's just face the facts, right?
Yeah, when it comes to like inner circle.
When it comes to things
yeah.
like that, like, there's a reason why each circle is a little bit tighter and you don't have everyone in there. But when you go to some event like this where everyone is so successful to a point it doesn't even matter, they just want to help, and then you see that, and the fact that you can shake their hand, sit down with them, have a drink with them, laugh and talk like a bro with them, as like, I'm talking to mayor of Cincinnati and and Boston, Massachusetts. I'm not gonna put their, you can find them out. They are just like bros.
Yeah.
Like, and they tell me like, oh man, I just love talking to you because it's like, it's just a breath of fresh air to just relax and not have to be this person. And it's like, you see these high level people and they're actually no difference from us.
Yeah.
And that's what made me realize, I'm like, yo, I can sit with anyone. All I gotta do is put myself in that situation and believe in myself. And I think that's good advice for you guys, is whatever you want to do in life, you guys can, we all deserve to be there. We can all eat at that table. It's the fact of like, we got to really go for it, you know? And I think I just came back with the fact of like, I got to train, I got to work, I got to do everything I possibly can to like make things happen, you know? And like, you have the acting world right now, you know, obviously that's what I want to do, but at the end of the day, that's closed off. So I looked at it like, all right, let me just create my own lane. I'm gonna go back into content. I'm gonna jump into modeling even harder. I'm gonna just put out what I need, and I'm gonna put 120% into our jewelry brand, and then I'm just gonna network the shit out of anything I possibly can, because like, that's all I can do. So if I'm not hustling, getting better each day, then I'm not, I'm just not gonna like, I'm not doing myself a service or anything at all. So that's kind of how I feel.
No, I think there's a lot of good stuff in this. It's like, for everyone listening in, it's just like, there's so much to look at every single day. All these opportunities are right in front of you, but it's really like, you self-believe. It's believing that you can do it. It's putting yourself in those situations where you can make your dreams come true. And it gets depressing sometimes because you lose sight of that.
Yeah,
you know?
everything is self-belief.
It also sounds like super cheesy to a lot of people to like, when you say that, like a lot of people are like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But it's really just like, but people that know, and like people that are successful understand, like it's just about the mindset. Like your mindset will carry you further than anything else, which I would wanted to bring it back to you. Like, what do you think was the biggest shift in your mindset going in there? Because you said that you came back different. What do you think going in there was your kind of like your mindset about like how the world is, how your world is, and then when you left and you came back like this different person? What was the biggest shift in mindset, do you feel like?
Fuck. I mean, it's like a lot of things. I think it just started off with, I felt it all after it was done. So like, it was like weird. Like, it was like a high roller coaster emotion that I hung out with some friends, enjoyed a night out. And weird fact, I'm more known in New York than Los Angeles. Don't know why. I even looked at my algorithm. My percentages, my number one is New York.
Oh, wow.
I got spotted like multiple. I was just really confused to a point. Like, I think you got the wrong person. And then they would literally show me my socials. I'm like,
You're like, I'm not Johnny Tran.
oh, yeah. So I was like kind of freaking out. But I would say after everything, I think the biggest thing that clicked in my head, and I think it was just like some closure for me, was seeing fans that from my basketball world that made me feel like, hey, like, we remember you. It's like everything you did for our country. Because like, I did like, you know, fundraisers, and I did charity events for like homeless kids in those countries. I've done a lot that like nobody knows, that I don't need to project on socials. So just being able to see these people like freak out just to see me as if I'm something that special and just thank me for something I did years ago. And then they still would buy a ticket, wait in line, and come watch me. And I'm like a retired, like I'm not doing anything basketball related.
Yeah.
I think that just gave me some closure of like, you know, that I kind of always wanted. Like, hey, like you did something and like we see you. Because I just don't think I ever got the recognition I felt like I deserved, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So that clicked. But I think after talking to everyone and doing everything, I just came back knowing like I'm worth it. That's kind of what my mindset when I came back. Like when
You're
I was
good enough.
when I was in the plane, like I just drove back. I'm like, I mean, when I was sitting there, I was just like, I'm just worth it. Like that is all I can get. I just sat there with, like I said, people that in 30. This is how much money people had. In 30 minutes, they did an auction of champagne bottles, four champagne bottles. In like 30 minutes, it got all 4 bottles were auctioned off complete, $4.2 million.
Holy shit!
Just because it was just a
What type of champagne is that?
it wasn't. It was just an auction. It was just these people who had that. They were just it's all a donation.
Did they even drink it?
No.
Oh, it's probably really good champagne.
Yeah, it was
$4.2 million champagne.
It's gotta be good.
You paid $4.2
No,
million.
each bottle was basically $1 million.
Yeah.
You paid $1 million for a bottle of champagne?
No,
you
it's
had
definitely
that-
not worth $1 million. But
They just did it as an auction. It's a
that's
donation.
crazy.
It's gotta
So
be
like that's
nice
the money. So
champagne,
like
though.
when you're around people like that, I think the biggest thing I got, because I'm like, I literally said, I think you guys saw my story. I'm like, I'm the lamest person here.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is not even funny right now. And the fact that they approached me, that I can sit and have a conversation, that they wanted to follow my socials without looking at the numbers. They wanted to connect, and they're the ones still reaching on my phone. Like, hey, let's get dinner. Hey, let's do this. It just made me think like, what am I whining about in LA? Like, yeah, I'm not exactly where I want to be. I'm not like the content creator I want to be, the actor I want to be, but it's like, I can go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I've been wasting the past 6 months of my life. Like outside of creating friendships, I feel like I'm waiting for an opportunity when I can go create it myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I like creating content, but now I'm going to push it even further because now I have things in my mind where I'm like, if I'm viewed like this, like if I'm like supposed to be an appealing looking guy or do something, fuck it. I'm going to just push it out now, you know, and run with it, because at the end of the day, like I'm going to create my own life. And I think that just like really clicked when I was with them. I don't know why. Obviously it's a very,
it's something
it's
you've
like
always
something.
known.
It's something that we give advice to people, but you don't feel it. So it's the
Yeah.
first time I felt it, where it's like I'm gonna go create my own lane,
It's an amazing fucking feeling, huh?
and that's why the crazy part is like I'm not gonna name the
It's a
brand.
nice feeling.
I'm not gonna name the brand, but literally the moment I flew back, I worked with this brand to shoot, thinking it's like it's like one time, you know, and I'm like I'm gonna just stay away from it just because there's like some threads that come along with it.
Oh, that brand.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like
I
I'm just saying like I got a brand that I can work with.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, oh, it's probably just doing a favor. Let's just go. And now it's to a point that I'm getting called constantly to do more because they were like, you're one of the best people we've ever worked with.
Yeah.
And that's because I just gave it my first time. I didn't come in like thinking like, oh, like I'm just doing this. Let's have a favor. Like I've been lax. Like that's my mentality past 6 months, just because I had some personal things go on. This is the first time where I'm like, I'm gonna just go here. I'm gonna give it my best. I'm gonna walk out, just get paid and walk out. Now I'm getting called up to a point, and then now I'm taking it upon myself to set up a meeting to demand what I want, which is something
Yeah.
more solid, because I'm also reading a book right now. Crazy. I'm reading a book.
Yeah, that's how we know.
Yeah, and it's the most basic book that everyone like kind of talks about, which
What's
is
the book?
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's like, and the funny part is the very first chapter is talking about exactly what it was trying to tell me to do. So to me, it's like God said, like you were supposed to read this chapter at the time, and it's literally the mindset I've always had. It's just that I never like went back to it, and the moment I felt like doing it, I read it, and now I'm setting it up, and now I just have full belief in even if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna get something out of it.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm just in such a good mindset with like
I love that,
where
man.
I'm going, and that all came from I think being away from my friends for a bit.
I think being out of LA.
And being out of LA, because LA becomes fast. LA becomes like when you're not working, you start to like occupy your mind to do other things, and then you occupy your mind with like maybe having like a relationship, or like you want to go to these festivals, or you want to just party, or you want to just like hang with your boys, which is great, but sometimes like hanging with your boys does nothing for you. And I mean that respectfully. You know, like we can sit here and vent and cry and stuff, but like what are we actually doing?
Wasting time.
We're wasting time when it's like, okay, we just bitched at each other. Okay, let's go do something about it together. Like that should be the mindset. So like I got that all from just going away for a weekend and just being told or being felt like I can stand with these people. Like you can be a multimillionaire, but for some reason you want me by your corner of all people.
Yeah.
So that just made me feel like, all right, I'm worth it. I can go do it. So that's what I got out of it. And that's my mindset.
I think if there's something, I think especially because we're used to a certain lifestyle, maybe not a lifestyle, but it's always nice being around people that see the value in you detached from the number next to your name.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's one of the big things about LA, especially with social media. I've always found it so refreshing to be around people that don't attach value to the numbers that are next to your name.
And what's crazy is the people that I networked with, like the ones that can actually help you or I, and we go to their socials, they don't even have a social media. Yeah. Or it's like literally under 1,000. And then they are literally looking at me like they look at mine and go, "Oh my God, you're so popular." And I'm like, really? Yeah.
You're like, do I say it? What do I tell them?
Yeah, like, and it's just crazy to just like, these are the people that actually can help you and benefit you. And I actually had this talk with them. I that's how close we got, because we were having like drinks and dinner till 5 a.m. Like, you guys saw my story. So I'm literally hanging out with politicians and Michelin star chefs till 5 a.m. Yeah. And I'd ask like,
what are you guys talking about?
Dude, I don't even want to put it out there, but everything. Yeah. It was actually great talks. It was
we like that.
Yeah, and we also had deep talks, like inspirational, because I asked them serious questions, like, hey, like, these are coming from people who are very successful with like less than 1,000 followers, right? And I'm asking like, hey, just curious, like, why don't you use socials, or why don't you plan to like grow it? You know, because you're so successful. Like, isn't this like another avenue of like wealth and stuff? And they just said like, the world is not about social media. He's like, I'm like, as you can see, it consumes you and it consumes a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm happy with my life. I have a happy family and I love my job. That's all I need to focus on. I'm a Michelin star chef or I'm a politician. I don't need to tell people that. People will know that. And that hit me really fucking hard when they said that, because I also asked, and it was like the coolest advice I've ever heard. I don't even want to put that person's name out because it's like a pretty like high level billionaire person, and it's like the thing that this is actually what inspired me. So it's like probably the last quote I'll really get was, I was talking about my basketball career and why I hate basketball, like why I'm running away from it. The Brooklyn, like when we played in that thing, it made me feel really good, but I said I don't want to do it anymore, and it's like I want to be an actor or something like that. And then he literally looked at me, and I was like, I didn't get the validation I wanted from basketball, so that's why I run away from it. And now the acting world, I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to make it. Like, I literally told him that. I'm like, I'm really down, man. Like, I don't know. Like, this world is like, everything's shut down. There's 1,000 millions of Asian dudes going for the same thing I want. Like, I don't know why I'm rolling the dice again. And he literally looked at me and goes, like, well, you know, you were the first Asian American to play pro basketball in those other countries, right? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, well, now you can be and you didn't get the validation, right? I was like, yeah. He goes, well, now you can be the first Asian pro athlete to become an actor in the entertainment industry. And guess what? I support it, and this whole AAPI community is going to support it because we believe in you. And that just blew my mind. Just to have people like, I didn't even view it that way. So was I the first in something else I didn't get credit for? Yeah, it sucks. But guess what? Now I can double it up and see where that goes, and no one can take that away from me. So like, that's just like my mindset now is I want to be the first again. I did it before. I'm going to do it again. I don't know how long it'll take, but I'm super excited, and I think I got the friends to do it with.
Whether we're here to support, bro.
Yeah, so it's just like it's going to be a good journey, and I think I finally got my mindset like where it needs to be. I was definitely off for 6 months.
I think the fact that there was a shitty part of the journey is what makes it like a good journey. You know, like you wouldn't want it to be all. You don't want it too easy. You know.
And I truly
kind of
believe
do.
Like,
You're like, dude, no, fuck that. Fuck the struggle,
I
bro.
want it easy as shit.
no.
Fuck the climb. I just get me to the peak.
Bro, but to be honest, if you didn't waste your time for the past 6 months, we wouldn't be as close
that's
to you.
what got you there.
You know, we wouldn't be as close to you.
Yeah.
Those things do come to play and like in a factor, but you don't realize how much that is a factor. It comes in journeys,
Absolutely.
right?
Like I literally appreciate the last 6
Yeah.
months, dude. I had so much fun.
Yeah.
I've never had so much fun with like friends in my entire life, like ever. Because I had such a strong.
Worry about
Yeah.
you fucking trying to force me to go to parties now. 'Cause
Yeah.
you know, I hate saying no to your ass, but like, dude.
I mean, I'm gonna still force you. But
no, but it's gonna be way easier. 'Cause now
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, like I do.
I get it.
He's gonna lock in.
Yeah.
Now you know why I fucking don't do that shit.
Yeah, like, I get it. I get it. But yeah, man, it's like the
For the
last
record, I wasn't
yeah.
gonna go to fucking Coachella, and then this dude dragged me out, and now he's coming back saying, "Yeah, dude, like we should be partying as well."
Oh, okay. Like Coachella, I forced him to Coachella when we all had a surprise birthday gift and surprise birthday thing for him.
That was actually why they forced me to go. It wasn't even about Coachella.
It had nothing to do with Coachella. It was literally trying to do something special for him.
was like,
He's
damn.
being a fucking dick about it.
No, I was genuinely fucking appreciative.
Yeah. But like I
There
said,
was
the
one
last
thing
6 months
that
were
stood
dope,
out,
man.
Because I think it resonates with a lot more people than you probably think. But you said that you finally felt like you were worth it, you know. And it's like other people probably already thought you were worth it. These people see that you were worth it, but despite everything you've done in your life, you didn't feel like you were worth it. So I kind of wanted to like dig into that because I'm sure there's, I think a problem
That's pretty
with
deep.
a lot of people today is that they don't feel like they're worth it, and that's honestly what causes a lot of the shitty fucking mistakes that they make. They don't get the validation they want. They don't think they're worth it.
Or not taking action.
Or not taking action because they don't think they're worth it. So I kind of want to tap into like, what is it that despite all your accolades, because pro athlete is, I know it wasn't the level that you necessarily wanted, but pro athlete at the end of the day, whether or not you want to allow yourself to accept that or not, pro athlete is not a small achievement. That is like the 1% of the 1%. So like, despite all your, and there's a lot more that you've done too, like your nonprofits, your fundraisers, despite all of that though, you still didn't feel like you were worth it. And I kind of want to tap into like, why didn't you feel like you were worth it? What part of you did you feel was empty?
You know, that goes
I need
with
water.
like, yeah, that was a little emotional. But if I have to really think about it, it's I think it's just like how I was raised and like my environment, and there's no knock on like my family. I love my family. They did everything they could. They still do. But I just grew up in an environment that it's just never enough. You know, it's just never enough. And I think it just came down to like my lifestyle with friends. Like growing up before I even found sports, like I was the only Asian kid. So like I was always picked on, and not in like the easiest manner. Like it's like what I ate to what they saw on TV, like whatever it was, like I just got made fun of. And it was probably harmless too. It's nothing that serious like growing up.
No, but kids are ruthless.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
they don't
like-
have that emotional
yeah,
control.
so like when you grow up, like just kind of being told you're not good enough, and then like you go into middle school and now you start having attraction towards girls, and like sports are coming in, and like you're being told like you're not good enough, or like your eyes or your color of your skin, and like but no one can understand you. And then like I found the gateway of sports, so the only time I got any type of attention was sports. But I think when I just say like am I worth it, it's just more, I played high school sports and I was good, but I wasn't good enough to get these offers that I thought I wanted. You know, I wasn't getting Division I offers like there. I had to get a walk-on, you know, even though I was a top 20 player in the state, I still couldn't get an offer because I was the short, skinny Asian kid. It didn't matter. I can jump out the gym or make a bunch of threes, lead my high school team to a conference championship. And then my last 2 years, I led our school to the best high school record they've ever had. And I still couldn't get an offer because there was no social media or nothing. Then you go into college, I literally dealt with racism to a point that I literally quit college basketball because I had the coach literally making fun of me. Like, so you quit that. Then you go into bodybuilding because you learn to work out and you find like this like thing for it. But no one's into bodybuilding at the time, so I'm trying to do a men's physique thing at the time where I had like a really great natural body, but now I'm posting photos and people think, you know, I'm gay, or excuse my language, like, oh, you're a fag. Like, I had to deal with all that because lifting and fitness was not a big deal at the time. And then the moment I quit that to go back to pro basketball, now men's physique is popular. Now everyone's posting photos.
I know, that shit must have pissed you off.
Yeah, the moment I did one show, I win the show. I do an Arnold Classic. I get top 18 naturally. No one cares still, and it's not a big deal. I go back to trying to play pro basketball. Now everyone's into fitness. Now I'm trying to play pro basketball where no one wants me again. Like, I literally get, you know, you can see it on, like, it was on NBC News and stuff. I literally go to Korea. I get this big deal. I'm like the best player there, and my own country outs me. You know? So now I'm dealing with, now I got to prove to them I can play as American in these other countries. Now I do that as the first, but no one cares about that. Like, that, no one's talking about that. They're talking about Jeremy Lin. They're talking about the new kids they see on TikTok and Instagram. And then I quit that. I run a business. I help my community with helping kids get from high school to college for free for basketball. And just because of the color of my skin, no one cares because I don't fit the community. Now I moved to LA and I try to act and model, and now I'm hearing rumors back home is this guy's an OnlyFans guy and he just sold his soul. All he does is take his shirt off and he's a douchebag, which might be true.
You could make a killing on
Yeah.
OnlyFans. I'm
So-
putting that out there.
As you can see, like, that's my life. It doesn't matter what I chose in my life. It's just I was never enough
I feel
for
like
myself.
If you, no, go ahead.
Oh no, go.
No, I'm just saying, if you don't have haters, you're not doing it right.
Yeah, I was
so.
gonna say, because if you're not failing, that means you didn't even try, and not trying is failing, by
Yeah.
the way. But it's interesting because it seems like everything that you excelled at, you kept saying like nobody cared about this, nobody cared about that, nobody
Yeah.
cared about this, and to me, I think it's like that's a way that a lot of people live their lives, is like nobody cares about what it is they do, but at the end of the day, it's like, do you care?
Yeah.
You know?
So that's the thing that I had to ask myself. So that's what I was going to go back to. Like,
Yeah.
I actually think it was a selfish mindset now that I'm looking back at everything where I'm just like,
Connect the dots.
why do I needed everyone's validation this whole time to just say like I did it. And then even when I was in a relationship, you know, like I needed validation to like do certain things. And the reason why, like, if we dig into my past, I think we talked in other podcasts, like I was a serial cheater at one point. The reason why was I never got attention and I needed to find that validation.
Yeah. You hadn't
That
found
I'm-
it in yourself to validate
That
yourself.
I'm like a appealing person, that I
Yeah.
can be something, like, but I had this amazing person that was supporting me the whole way through. So like I was a very, very selfish person. So I think now my mindset is like, the reason why I want to pursue acting or modeling, or the reason why I want to pursue content now, like a little bit harder, is because I don't need validation from it. I
from
grew-
other people. You validate
No,
yourself.
I
now.
wanted to act since I was a little kid. That was my
Yeah.
first dream.
Yeah.
I'm going back to what I wanted as a little kid. I want that. I want that for I want that for my younger self, and then I
Yeah.
want that for my niece and nephews to see like, yo, your uncle can do it. You can do whatever you want. So like, this is for me and my family.
Yeah.
And for me to model, it's just like, okay, that's my validation that I'm an appealing looking dude. Then like, let me do that. And I'm gonna run with it because, fuck, I didn't grow up thinking that. So you know what? Let me get paid doing it. And then content. I've always been a funny guy. I feel like, or you know how we are like outside of the podcast. I've never, and I was like that with my friends back home, but I was never able to show that because I had to show this like never smile, be stoic, you're cool. And the fact that now I can express my genuine self on socials, whether it blows up or not, that's what's been making me happier because I can just be myself and not really give a shit what people think.
You know what's sad though is that like, not for
Yeah.
you, but like, 90% of people's problems would be fixed if they could if they knew that they could validate themselves. But the sad part is, like, if you were just, for example, if you were just now to say, I'm a good looking dude, I'm funny, I'm successful, I've done this and that, there's a lot of people out there that wouldn't see that their first thought wouldn't be like, oh man, this guy like genuinely loves himself, like he's proud of himself.
They
Their
would
first
hate
thought
on
is,
you.
what a fucking douchebag. Like it's so much
That's
more
actually crazy.
it's so much more widely accepted to hate on yourself than it is to like bring yourself up. And the moment you love yourself enough to bring yourself up, because someone else out there hasn't found that self-love yet, they put their first immediate thought is to like put you down.
Yeah.
You know, like that's
so true.
It's kind of fucking sad if you
It is
think
sad.
about it.
No, but
You know?
I like this time in your life right now because
Yeah.
it's the journey of it all is like really interesting because now I feel like you're finally letting you like you said express yourself how you want to express yourself and also putting yourself into things that you actually like to do. Like I think you're naturally a creative, but now you're finally getting the chance to like, you know.
Yeah,
I feel like you are free
it
from
out there.
yourself.
Yeah.
That's
if
why
that makes sense.
That's why I feel good coming
Yeah.
back.
No butterfly.
Yeah, I just feel good. Like the content I'm making is like has nothing to do. It's just because I think it's funny or I want to do it.
I love
And
it.
then like, you know, if I book something or do, like I'm not gonna like wait on opportunities anymore. You know, it's like the world, like all that is waiting. That comes in when it
World
has
is yours
to.
for the fucking taking, bro.
Yeah, so till that time, like let's fucking run it up. Let's make content. Let's make podcasts. Let's we can stay busy. And the fact is, like all these things that we're doing, even this podcast, you know, is like, what's the difference between us and a successful podcaster or a successful platform already? There's not really a difference. It's like
They
we
just
already
started
did the biggest
sooner.
thing. We at least started it.
Yeah.
Like we have the equipment. Like we're already doing better than 90% of podcasts right now. So guess what? Like if we just really keep gunning for it and we continue to network and continue to like, I think at the end of the day, like still be a good person. As long as you continue to give out good energy, you'll also receive it. I just think
Be
if
the
we
energy
keep
you wanna receive.
grinding and keep chuckling it out, like this will work out. We have a jewelry brand that'll work out. You have whatever goals you have, whatever goals you have, whatever goals I have, like we will accomplish it. But I think you just gotta like really put time in and not put time in, but don't like put a time limit on it, if that makes sense. And I think that's the newest like thing that I came up with is, I want to act and I would love to have a role tomorrow, but
Just because you don't have that one thing doesn't mean you don't have all this other shit.
so let me appreciate my friends. Let me appreciate certain other ways to make money because it is about the journey. Because guess what? When you do get that job, it'll be well worth it knowing what got me there.
All the great stories, they don't happen overnight.
No, they don't. Like nothing.
Dude, Joe Rogan, you see his first podcast episodes? They're literally in a living room. Actually, it's like this, but like he's on like some lazy boy, like recliner looking fucking couch, and it's with another person. Like that's how that shit started. Look at that shit now.
I mean,
Who knows what the future of this podcast looks like? You know, as far as like. We're in your living room right now, actually.
wrong
We
with
were
my
in
living-
his living room
What's
with
wrong
the
with
other
my living
ones.
room, bro?
No, nothing. No, hey, nothing.
I was gonna say our living rooms are pretty nice.
No, yeah, no, but the point is that like most people, I'm sure there are people out there that are like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't do a podcast because I don't have a studio, I don't have this, I don't have that. It's like,
You know what's crazy when you said all that is you know, I have friends back home. I'm sure you guys have like friends that you talk to that are interested in the creative world. And it's so funny that like since we're in it and you try to encourage them like, hey, you should just take a chance. You got to do it. And maybe it's just mine because I'm in the Midwest area, but like I hate that all they do is throw out so many excuses or it's like, well, you had this or like, well, look at your looks or like, well, look at this is the network or I'm like, dude, oh, I have a house or I have a dog. I'm like, dude, like the difference between you and I is at the end of the day, and I say this to anyone that wants to be a creative or like they really want to pursue their dreams, and this is where I get a little bit more quote unquote arrogant about it, is I always tell people, especially if someone's like talking about basketball to me, like, oh, I'm better than you, or like whatever, or oh, acting and stuff. It's like, well, the difference between you and I is like, I actually tried. I did it. I didn't make an excuse. When I chose this life and moved here 2 years ago, I literally just packed my bags, came here, and lived in a car for the first month.
dude, you know what's crazy? You remind me of like one of the favorite quotes that I had that like I'd totally forgotten about. Dude, like no, but it low-key changed my life at the time.
Yeah.
And it's someone out there is 2 to 3 more times more successful than you, but only half as talented as you. But they are there because they actually tried. And they weren't afraid to put themselves out there.
That's all it is you gotta try. Just like our socials, like we put out some content that even I sometimes will look back. I'm like, when I'll be in the plane, I'm like,
cringy
oh my
shit.
god,
Dude, I
no
feel that. I feel
wonder.
that.
Like, you're like no wonder people think this. But at the end of the day, it's like,
No one
guess
remembers
what?
though.
I literally got
At least-
punched in the face by a dick in my videos, and I'm like,
Okay, that one I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
that was a lot.
I'm never gonna forget about that one.
That was a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
but
a
like,
lot.
dude, I was just like, at the time though, I was like, oh, this is funny. Now I'm like, what the fuck? What is that?
Yeah. So,
Dude, went
but
viral.
the
I was
difference,
like,
the difference is like at the end of the day, those things. At least you tried. You did it. Like
Yeah.
that takes a lot of courage, and it also takes a lot of confidence. That a lot of people like. Yeah, maybe
It's
a lot of
not
people
about
are
trying,
talking.
like, the fact that you continuously try, like
Yeah,
you
so there's,
stay
like-
putting content out.
Yeah, so there's something positive out of that, and like that's what separates us from a lot of people. At least when we talk about content or like entertainment industry, is like, hey, we're at least giving it a legitimate go.
Yeah,
and
fuck
that's
the
all
looks,
you.
fuck, like everything. It's like we tried. That is
Yeah.
the only thing that.
And
like,
you gotta
You're
keep
still
trying.
you're still here alive.
still trying,
after that.
Yeah.
After the
dude.
We're still trying.
Like I'm actually, dude. You know what? One thing I was grateful for was the fact that like everyone here was willing to like adjust today. Like, because we were supposed to film in the clubhouse, and then instead of being like, "Oh fuck, we can't film today," like it was just like, "All right, what are we gonna? Okay, fuck it, call it. We'll move." Chris is like, "We can do it in my room." Like let's switch location. Like, boom, okay, done. Like, we adjust, we overcome and adapt. Like that to me, like we never got a chance for me to like sit down and like tell you, but like I was super grateful for that, and like it was nice knowing that like we're all in this. You know, it's not like fuck it. Like it's like, okay, like we will overcome, we'll adjust accordingly. And like for me personally, like for this podcast, like I want to get to episode 42. I think 42 is the number because 90% of podcasts that are out there never make it to episode 42.
We'll get to 42.
And I'm like, I know we'll get to 42.
think-
So we just got to get to 42.
I think
and we're
it's
in the top.
I
Like,
think
10%.
the other part is like we're literally like best friends.
Yeah, we actually like hanging out with each
Yeah,
other.
we
So
actually
it's like-
it's not it's
podcast
not
is
work.
low-key, it is work, but it's also like
To be honest with you, like I don't actually. To be quite frank, I know this sucks to say, but like I actually just enjoy seeing you guys. It's not even
Same.
legitimately the podcast. To be fair, I know that sounds a little unprofessional.
fuck out. Dude.
No, no,
I'm just
no,
like,
bro.
I literally like had no energy to come today.
Yeah.
I just I
show
was
up
dealing with some
anyway.
BS, and it's just like I didn't view it as work. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what?
Get to see my boys.
I get to hang out with Chris and Saint.
Yeah.
Saint's been like a turtle lately, and Chris like disappeared for 2 weeks. I've been wanting to see them, and I'm like, you know what? I can't wait to see them.
No,
Like,
I-
that's
that's
what
what I
made me
said.
come. It
I
was
feel
not
that,
like
though,
it
'cause,
was
like-
nothing to do with the podcast.
No, I really.
and I
have
haven't seen
been-
our Tony, who's actually behind the camera right now.
If this was a camera, I wish I could
Yeah,
just.
he's helped me out so much too. So
Yeah.
he's helped me out a lot too. So the fact that I got to see him really quick is amazing, and like nothing but love, man. First thing he does is give
Yeah.
me a hug.
No,
Like, I
Tony's-
really appreciate that stuff.
You're the fucking man, bro.
Good vibes.
Hey,
Good
when
vibes.
you're editing this, just know we fucking.
I fucking love you, dude.
Hit up Tony for all your creative journeys.
Yeah, if you need like a photographer, video.
Hit him up after me because I need help.
Don't hit him up too much because we need him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we still
yeah,
need
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
If it gets too much, fuck off.
No, but seriously, that's what I said. Like today, I was like, dude, I'm just like, excited to see you guys because we've been so busy doing our own things. Me, not the good things, but like you guys do like good things, you know. But
Well, we just celebrated a surprise birthday party and a birthday for him,
Yeah.
and he had a great time.
great time.
And
Great time because
you
it was
know,
damn near his last birthday party.
yeah, you know what? Actually, I don't know if you mean it, but maybe we'll go back to it. But one thing that I like talked to my roommate about, Andrew, if you guys didn't know,
Love you.
it like seriously made my whole fucking night when after we gave you the gift and everything that you kind of looked over at me, and I told Andrew because I guess he didn't hear, and he goes, honestly, this is like the best birthday party I've ever had in like a long time.
Yeah.
And I seriously just made me so happy because like me and Andrew and like we were putting like time into like, okay, what does he want for a gift? How do we do this like surprise? Like we're trying to put effort in, and we just really realized we're like, dude, like that made us so happy.
No,
that
Benji
we
and Andrew
able
were
to
like
do it.
hunting people down. They're like,
No.
yo, like following up on people, like, hey, you know.
We did our thing. It was all of us collectively. So
No.
it was just like something that, as your friends, we want to do for you. But like you guys did for me on my birthday, like that was the best birthday month Like you guys,
Yo,
full
that
set.
that was a lit fucking night,
You
bro.
gave me like a
That was
full month,
fun.
man. You guys gave me like surprise birthday dinner, crazy gift, party, after party, and then like small little birthday dinner. I was like, whoa, you guys really like made up for my entire 20s because I couldn't celebrate a birthday for what 6 years because I was always out the country
Yeah.
by myself. So I was like, holy shit! Like even my friends back home are just like, oh, you actually did make friends out there. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you guys. Where are you guys?
They're all fake friends.
Yeah.
No.
No,
No, but I'm always like a giver because I love to give to people's birthdays. But like for me personally, it's never been like on the receiving end of anything. So
also feels weird
It's
to
really
release it
weird to
sometimes,
be in that type of environment, and I would never expect anything like that. But like this birthday, it was like so much thought that went into it. So that's why all that meant a lot to me because it's like I was like, wow, it actually feels really good to be on the other side of this.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
is,
you deserved
probably is a
all
good
the
feeling.
bullshit that's been going on too. Like you for sure deserve
I mean, it was probably
to catch
so,
a
like,
break, bro.
Yeah.
that probably was a good feeling though.
Yeah, no,
man.
that's
It's
what
like,
I'm saying.
That's like how I felt like that month. That I was just like overwhelmed with like
You're worth it.
whole. Yeah, it was just like
you
a.
still didn't
you're-
feel like
you're
you were worth it, bro. That's
No,
what's
I was worth
crazy,
it for
man.
friendships. It was just more like, am I worth it like in my life? Because
No.
in my lifetime, I never had a life where I felt like I was worth it. Because I like complain to my sister sometimes. Like I think she's like the only one. Maybe I'll say it on the podcast now, or my ex. Like she was the one person that like I really like opened up to. But like I would always say like to a point of like crying. I'm like, why am I always second place? Like that is like how my mind like it hurts when like you can tell I mean that. Like why am I always second place? Like when I wanted to play basketball, that shit starts to become a big thing once I'm out of it. When I wanted to work out and get into fitness, why is that such an important thing to do when I walk away from it? When I have my opportunities, I get injured. Why when I get these auditions, I almost get it, something happens where I don't get it. Why in content I push myself so hard to limit of extremities and I still can't grow. Like in my head I kept thinking like, am I just chasing like just
You're chasing the wrong metric.
am I chasing something wrong? Am I chasing something fake? But then I'm just like, that's just how I felt.
Yeah.
And like now I'm at a point of it's not like why am I always second? I just told myself like you gotta do something about it. Because no one's gonna give it to me. I've been waiting. Like I've been waiting for a job, and I'm like, why am I waiting? I'm a grown ass man. I don't need to wait anymore. And if someone eventually is gonna see, not maybe like the talent or potential, but one thing I know for a fact, no one has ever took away from me, no matter what in any situation I had, was they always said I worked hard. The dude was the hardest worker every time. So I'm just going to keep that. So why don't I just work hard for myself for once? So that is kind of like my new mindset. Like I'm working hard for myself. I'm not working hard for somebody else anymore.
Yeah, screw that.
So that's why like that's my mindset now is like I'm just ready to go and I'll still balance and have fun. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
It's
I
not
think
fun.
that's a good question people need to ask themselves, and not in a rhetorical way, is like, why don't I fucking do that for myself? You know?
You have to, man.
Yeah.
You got to. I think everyone's like
Some people go their entire
there's,
lives
there's
without
something
realizing that.
there's something in the air like people
Yeah.
don't know that. It's like I think you should all ask yourself those questions. Like ask yourself tonight
What
because
the
sometimes
fuck do you fucking want in your life? Like,
Well, you
really think about it. You know?
But like I think about it like almost every night. Like just because
Oh,
you thought
dude.
about it once and then it like mind blows you. It's like when you read that like
Yep.
something. It's like it's like that dopamine hit for 1 week and you're just
And
super
forget about it.
thrilled for a
Yeah.
week and then next week you're back to like
Dude,
it's like you gotta like
It will
tell
go
yourself
down,
every
but
night.
you
Yeah.
have to.
You have to like remind yourself
Remind
every,
yourself. Wow.
every
Yeah.
night or maybe every morning. So that's why I try to like read in the morning before I even get on my phone because I'm like at least this puts me in a better mental rather than going straight to my phone and setting.
That's why people use like vision boards and shit.
Vision boards,
Because it's like
affirmations.
every single day you wake up, you're gonna have to look at that board and remind yourself, this is what my vision is, and this is what I'm gonna go out today and accomplish.
And
Bro,
it
I have
sucks I went away
30
from
minutes of
that.
like
Yeah.
videos that I just play in the background every fucking morning,
Yeah.
and it gets me in the mood. I feel like a fucking man.
Dude, but it's really crazy because like when I was in college, I had a vision board. They're very like small goals, but like I looked back because like 30 was my I'm turning 30 at like midnight tonight, actually. But like looking back at my vision board, I've actually accomplished every single like, you know, out of the work, social, like,
Oh, that's
all,
sick.
Yo,
but it's so
that's
crazy.
awesome.
It's
Have you
just
seen
like, what?
Dude, look to the left real quick. Y'all see that shit?
What?
Especially with what we're talking about. Do you even know what's written on your hat right now?
No.
Only
I just
those who risk are free.
There you go.
Which is crazy because it's pretty much been the theme of what we've been talking about this whole podcast. Dude, that's
Damn.
wild.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is kind of sick. ASRV.
SRV shout out.
Nice.
I forgot what I was saying now.
Go sponsor us.
No, you're saying that you hit everything on your vision.
Oh
board.
yeah. It's crazy though because it was just a board in my. I lived in like a little 500 square foot like room, and I had one vision board, and it was like become director level at my job, save X amount of money, and then also go out and move to like on my own. You know, that was like
Yeah, and you did it all.
three
Did
things.
all of them.
But like I didn't think the money part was attainable, and I didn't think the director level at my job would be attainable at that current state. But like by 30, it's 30 tonight, I'm like, bro, that's kind of crazy. Even my car was on there, like my exact car.
Yeah.
What car was it?
My Lexus RC.
Hey, let's fucking go,
But it's
bro.
like crazy how like I didn't plan to buy that car, but like because I wanted it and like I envisioned it, like I just bought it, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like it's kind of crazy to like look back at that.
Yeah, and
500
sometimes you
square
just
foot
gotta
room.
do it.
Yeah.
You just gotta do it, like as you said, and then you gotta like look back at your accomplishments like you did. So obviously proud of you for doing that. Like,
Yeah,
I
just-
think I gotta do my own type of vision board now because I have to like, because sometimes I forget because I am a very what's it called? You guys know, like I dip a lot. So there's moments through the day I'm like really happy, but then there's like this 20-second, 1 minute era where I'm just like, I don't want to say anything and I go back to it.
Yeah.
It's like a bipolar issue with me.
Yeah, they say you should have like vision goals or like things for each like category of your life, right?
Yeah.
So it's like work, financials.
I like the wealth acronym. It's
what is that one?
Wealth acronym is so there's fuck.
I really like that acronym,
shit.
but I forget
It's
it.
funny because I look at it every morning and I actually forgot.
He doesn't know.
Like, hold on, let me
Bullshit.
give me hold frame.
Yeah, that was mine. It was like work, social, financial, and then it's like just like random stuff that you just want to accomplish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll all hit all our goals except having a healthy relationship because
I
none
need
of us
to-
can do that.
I hit mine.
I need
Oh,
to
I forgot. Even though this
No, but
podcast
we're
is
not gonna put
supposedly
my-
about me, congratulations to our guy Saint Yim. He is fully off the streets.
Yeah, I probably permanently, to be honest. Knock on
He
wood.
is fully.
Have wood in here, actually?
it's all
Bro, you actually don't have any. I'll be right back.
there's some wood on like the leg of
floor
this
is
couch.
wood.
No, that's fake wood. Laminate.
Well, just saying, congrats to Saint for
Yeah.
accomplishing the one thing
What
that
I thought was impossible, to be honest with you. Or, not that impossible, just someone like this would be impossible. For sure.
I'm honestly just gonna talk shit about a lot because I'm just jealous. That's it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I
It
know.
has nothing to do with the person.
I'm excited to get to know her. I don't know her well enough to comment, but
I'm not
yeah.
that excited. Just
Yeah.
kidding. She's cool.
I'm not that excited, but I haven't talked to her yet, so I
I'm
don't know
not
what to
excited
expect.
because she's already taken you away
Yeah,
from us.
That's what I'm saying.
Actually, she hasn't, though. I was already a turtle before her, and you guys know that. Like, this is another thing I'm like grateful for this podcast because you talked about it earlier. If it wasn't for this podcast, I genuinely wouldn't like be seeing anybody.
Yeah, you still be in your room.
I'd be in my fucking room
Yeah.
every fucking day because the moment I wake up, I film my morning routine. So like, I'm up. I see, dude, this guy. He's just giving me shit because he's jealous. It's okay.
I know we talked about a lot of inspirational shit today, but I don't want you guys to forget how you guys got here, and that's through socializing. So you should socialize with me. So EDC.
Listen,
Fucking dead. That was not what I expected.
I will say I am sad that we are not attending EDC, even though it's Chris's birthday week. We are. Well, I actually have a formal excuse because it benefits my work and my other stuff that we have going. Saint is just going to just not go.
I'm not going 'cause I'm fucking working. You just talked about this shit.
No. Say I don't even ask. Benji, I'm disappointed, but I don't even push because I get he's doing more important shit. For me, I should not be going either, but I'm going because it's my birthday.
It's also because Chris has the most stable paycheck out of all of us.
Chris is very
FYI. Ladies. Okay,
You know what?
found it.
I'm just not gonna say anything because I feel like I am just cursed when it comes to Chris's relationship life. Somehow his life goes into my life.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, because it doesn't bleed into me. I just see you get
somehow Chris.
trampled.
Yeah, somehow Chris's whole life is like I get somehow glued onto it, and I get all the what he gets hit with. I get hit with too.
Oh my god,
That's
wait,
'cause you love me, bro.
Have you seen the video? It went viral where like a tire basically. Oh, this is kind of sad, but like a tire basically flew off of a car and like just kept rolling for a super long time. It hit a dude in the head.
Yeah,
That's you.
I'm the dude that gets hit in the head.
That's you, dude. You're
No,
just
how?
trying to
It's
go
because-
about your day. And tunk.
It's because you love me, bro. That's why. And
Oh,
you care so
okay.
much.
Here it is. The acronym is worship for wealth. Is worship, education, affluence, lifestyle, team, and health. So team is like friends and family. Wealth, worship is like your faith, whatever faith you have. Education is it's not necessarily school education. It's just forever learning. Affluence, money. Lifestyle, what kind of lifestyle you want. Team, we already covered that one. Health is like your physical health, physical and mental health.
Yeah, that's what I was actually trying to explain. But
Yeah.
that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess all my like levels are pretty good. I think I'm back to
I
normal.
mean, do you
now.
have goals for each of those? You should.
I do. I have goals for them. Probably just gotta write them down. But for me, it's just very big on like I just want to just make it more detailed. I think I just kept it more open because I think I'm afraid of like asking what I really want. So
Asking yourself, even?
asking myself what I really want. So I'm definitely gonna do that more so. And I've realized like the one thing I really want, and jokingly why I get on you, is like I know career-wise I'm gonna do something with it. I know, like
No
I
doubt
know I
about
will.
it.
And I know at the end of the day, like I am finally set on like friends and like I'm cool with where I'm at. I don't need more and I don't need less. Like I'm very content for once in my life. I think my biggest fear is just saying like really opening up into another relationship or like something in that matter, just because I'm just viewing how the world is working right now and what I want to obtain. And it's like at the end of the day, I'm still a Midwest boy where I'm like my biggest goal for at least my family too is just like, because I'm a little bit older and like my biggest fear is not having my mom or my dad
Oh,
not
no
see me
grandkid.
with like
Yeah.
give them a grandkid of mine because I know it's like the biggest thing for them, but I also want to be happy with someone, right? So like obviously they'll be very happy if I succeed in my goals. Like I know that's their number one priority, but for me my number one priority is like
Yeah.
showing them like, hey, because for my mom loves the shit out of me, right? Like basically a mama's boy. So whoever I date, she kind of really hawks because in her eyes, she's like
no one's good enough for my little boy.
but she's still loving. Like she's not like a jerk to them.
I
But
think she'll be more open at this age.
yeah,
She's just like, honestly,
I'll take anything at this
anything with a pulse will work at this
no, dude, you'll be
Long hair?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, you'll be surprised. My mom is still on like she has like non-negotiables.
Yeah.
she really does.
You
So
know
like
what?
my biggest fear is like not being able to like
Yeah.
show them like, hey mom, someone can take care of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And,
my
like, we
question
have
to you
this.
though is like, do you even know what you want in a girl, or what kind of girl? Like,
I do.
I mean like, if I told you to write out on like 2 pages worth
Absolutely.
describing the okay, then what? Anything else outside of that? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I somewhat get fixated on people, or at least when they hit most of them, at least attempt it. Because like that's just my mindset. I know what I want, but I know what's also good for me. And I know that's crazy for people to think, but like keep in mind, in my entire life, I've only been in serious relationships. I was never somebody that like went on like 6 month.
Oh shit!
I've been on a 5-year and a 4-year, and then anything in between was just like I attempted, but there was nothing serious, right?
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
would just
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
walk
It wasn't
away.
like a one night stand thing.
No, it's
Yeah,
never.
holy shit, I
I
didn't even-
fully commit.
Yeah,
So
I
like,
didn't realize.
so that's my experience when it comes to dating. Is like I tell people, I'm like, some people view me in a different look sometimes, but they don't know like I think I'm the most experienced when it comes to going through trial and errors of a real relationship and like getting a house together, sharing a car, going through not having money, going through having a lot of money, having a pet together, going through the ups and downs of like maybe like getting used to each other, and then even like the whole cheating scenario and like coming back together. Like there's like a lot that I've like just done that I know what I want. And I say that like very confidently because I know what works with my personality, and I know what works, and I know what I can offer somebody. The difference is I never was able to do that in my past because I was just a selfish person. That's why when you guys heard some stories that I've done recently, where you guys saw me go like, or it sounded like I was going above and beyond, but like that's actually me. I would do that for my friends. You know?
But that's why we said, fuck that shit. If that's not appreciated.
But that's the difference.
Don't even get me
But
started
you got,
right now.
yeah, but you have to understand that.
know I'm
But you have to understand this. So think of it my way is, I don't think of it that way at all.
Yeah.
I actually think of it as in, all those moments made me realize that I am capable. You know, like I needed those moments because now it's like, oh, I am capable of doing that, and I did it genuinely, and I did it like without trying to play a game, without like that was just intently me the whole time.
Imagine how much you're willing to do when it's reciprocated.
Oh my God,
you know?
absolutely. So like that's
then,
why
then it's like,
so that's why I'm really happy I did it. And then on top of that, it's like someone asked me, it's like, would you? Oh my God, like, do you regret? I'm like, I don't regret any of it.
No, I
If
wouldn't
anything, I
either,
feel so much better about it because it's like
that tells you no, you put it all out there.
Yeah, I put it all out there, but I also know like I meant it.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing is like if you mean it, you don't really have ill intent towards it, or you don't regret it. You're just like, wow, okay, I have that part of me, so now I'm just super excited to give that part of me to somebody when it's ready. If that makes sense.
No, it does.
So like that's why I'm
Yeah.
so
You're capable.
Most dudes would have been in your position and then been like, oh no, like, you know what? I didn't mean any of those. You know what I mean? Like, no, like, no, you
bro,
did.
yeah,
Like,
you know.
why you like?
No, it's like a trauma thing. So that's the other thing. Like when you get hurt or when you feel like something's like whatever unappreciated, which is not even the case. You know, like it's just none of that. To me, it's just more when something affects you negatively, especially when it comes to like that, and you really like did your part. You feeling this trauma or holding your emotions back or like trying to like deny certain emotions or thoughts, you're only gonna affect the next person you talk to, and you're only gonna block the blessings of maybe somebody that wants to give you that, or you're gonna block it for yourself because like for me, I gotta be 100% myself no matter who I meet. But I realize I don't want to do that with just relationships. I want to do that with my friends. I also want to do it with who I network with, because it's not me being a people pleaser or me being fake. That's like, I actually just want to show people like, yo, I do all this funny thirst trap bullshit on social media. But when you actually meet me, I want them to be like, yo, that is like one of the coolest, nicest people I've ever met. And I just want to be that person to everyone if I can. And if I'm not feeling it that day, I won't feel it.
I mean, that's just presenting your genuine self.
Yeah. So like, it's not being fake. It's not like, and I hate when people talk about that, or it's like, oh, you're doing too much. Oh, you're being a simp, or oh, you're over networking, or oh, you're just trying to like, this is a transactional situation to get this job. I'm like, dude, why? I was like, dude, why can't I just be fucking happy and fucking
People
like,
pleasing is when you change who you are just to make someone else or make yourself look better.
Yeah.
So if you present your genuine self, it's not people pleasing, it's just presenting your genuine self. So
yeah, like if there's
Screw
any
those
moment,
people.
like, you know,
Who think
like the
that,
coolest thing I love about our friend group is like that I noticed that a lot of other groups don't necessarily do is like, dude, we can have a good time, right? And I'm not putting out crazy stories, but if someone's just not feeling, like someone gets too drunk, even if they're not in our friend group, they're like kind of with us or something. Let's say they come with somebody that we're all there helping. It's not even a thought. And that's like genuine love. Like, who goes into a group, let's say I don't know you guys and I get messed up, and then when I'm messed up, I see both of you guys holding me and carrying me. Like, to me, like, that's an amazing feeling. That always inspired me to do that, like, when I'm out. So, like, I did that at these random festivals where I'd help, like, people I knew's friends, or I would meet somebody, like one of our close friends that we met, and they bring in a couple people. Like, I make sure intently to make sure, like, hey, you can be comfortable with me, because I know how
I look.
uncomfortable and how weird it would be, like, if you don't know anyone.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, I've also accepted the fact that the reason, like, at least with me and some other people, I know, like, we might come off kind of intimidating or like blocked off, and that's probably just because I have an RBF. But now I'm just realizing, okay, let me not play it cool anymore, and let me just go and smile and just be like, yo, what's up? My name's Benji. Like,
What up?
yeah, not
No.
that. But yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at.
That's
with
why
it.
we're such good friends, though, is because we all have that mentality of like genuine care towards other people. I think it's like,
And it's
Even,
crazy that like you
know.
hear people talk shit thinking like we're being fake, or you'll hear people just be like,
I just accepted that, like, man,
it
people
just-
are just gonna think whatever the fuck they want.
but it blows my mind that it's like it's kind of
It's
like
a
what you
reflection
it's
on
kind of like
them,
what
though.
you said earlier, like, oh, I promote myself to be, you know, funny, appealing, blah blah blah, but then somebody on the outside will say you're like just full of yourself, right? To us it's like,
douchebag.
yeah, but to us it's like because we want to other people to like us, or because we want to be happy, because we would like to buy them a drink, or we like to help them. Now it's like, oh, it's a transactional thing, or oh, like they just do that to everyone. It's like, what? Why is there always like some odd excuse for just being kind?
People just, it's also like, it's a reflection of people, of parts of themselves. When
Well-
they speak negatively.
and you're also in LA.
You're also in fucking LA.
Oh, I will say, and I saw this funny video. It is so serious. It's probably a really funny topic. I hope we can continue another time in case we don't have time. But there is a huge difference between girls in LA and New York and back in Michigan. When I say there's a huge difference, oh my goodness.
Who's
Like,
better?
you want me to be honest? Okay, here we go. Ready? Looks, LA. When
We're
it
talking
comes
about people or girls?
to girls,
Just want to put that.
you know, people. I can't say the best because I met the best people here in LA, so I have a little biased opinion on that. But if we're talking about like maybe looks and personality and all that, I've just noticed it's such a different speed in New York, like the physicality level. Like I'm not trying to be mean.
Are you like a Greek god out there? Like,
Oh, let's just
He walks around. Oh shit, my cock's huge.
small. Oh shit, I'm the biggest guy in the room.
Holy fuck.
Because LA, you're not always
Oh
the
my
biggest guy.
god.
no.
LA is
It-
like, we're small.
It's just funny. Yeah. It's just like you'll go, especially if you go and see girls in New York. It's like I've noticed through hanging out with my guy friends there too. Like the girl that we would assume respectfully, like maybe like a 7 or something, is like a fucking 9 to all the guys in New York. It's like it's not really. It's like, but then when you talk to them, they have such a personality, but it's a personality that we would all like because guess what? Everyone in New York makes money. They are hustlers. Like our friend Katie Yang, like they make money, they know business, and like they have this like alpha charisma that like people like us that really inspire to have more, we get appealed to it because it's like, oh my God, like you're not just like a girl to talk to and just have like, you can have like a legitimate business conversation and they will take it as like, it's like a normal like it's so crazy to talk to them about certain things. And like I literally talked to one girl and she was just like, oh, like I'm a strategist of this consulting firm and like that's a shit ton of money. And I say the dumbest thing, I'm like, so you're just really good at playing chess? And then she's just like, wow, that was really cute. But like, you know what I mean? It's
more
just,
than that, baby.
But
it's like-
this guy's fucking idiot.
yeah. But then I think at the end she was just like, yeah, you're definitely from LA. It's like one of those like,
Her nice way of saying you're a fucking
No,
dumb.
bro. Benji, so update for our story. Me and Andrew went to that networking event that you sent us to.
yeah.
And we're just chopping up with all these girls there. And like, I was like, holy shit, these girls are actually really enjoyable to talk to.
Yeah.
It's
And-
because it's like, they may not look like the girls
that we
usually
hang out with. Yeah.
But like the conversation, the quality, the engagement, the eye contact.
They
oh,
know it.
man.
Wait, when and where was this?
It was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Maybe a week ago.
Yeah, a week and a half ago.
When I couldn't go.
So me and
Where was it?
we went to some place in Koreatown, but it was a Asian AAPI networking.
I
event.
asked you in our Y2K chat. You did not answer me.
See what happens when you get too into it and you don't socialize. No, but anyways, it was such a good event because we didn't know anyone going in there, but it was like
Y2K or Y2Gay?
I don't remember. Dude, it doesn't even matter. Get off your phone. I'm your guest.
I'm talking, bro.
want to see this shit, dude. Did I fuck up that bad?
No,
You always do.
Just shut up. Let me finish
Yeah.
the story.
Go.
He's been so terrible ever since he got a girlfriend.
I know. Change, bro.
Change.
But anyways, the event was so good. Like the energy. But me and Andrew went into it knowing nobody.
Yeah.
So it was like, it's one of those awkward feelings you get when you walk
Yeah.
into a bar and you don't know
100%.
anyone. And everyone feels like they know each other.
Yup.
And you're just like, fuck.
This
What do I do?
sucks, yeah.
So yeah, I was just like, we should get a drink, obviously. And then at the bar, we just go, hey, my name's Chris. My name's Andrew. What do you guys do? Like, what do you blah, blah, blah. And then from there, they introduced us to other people. And then it was like a
Like, it
chain
just-
reaction.
Yeah, chain reaction.
So it was just like that initial feeling that was like, dude, why am I here? But then it's like, I'm so glad because we made so many connections and, you know, honestly, very like enjoyable conversations.
Yeah, and that's because you're meeting males and females that actually have like, I don't know, some business sense.
I
or
love
some-
business talk.
And
Like,
it was crazy, like I said. But all I got, like, if you guys came to New York with me, you guys, I'm not even trying to glorify what I did. Like, you guys would have just did just as good in there. I really do believe that. It's just more of like, I noticed even the girls there that was like working for these like NFL, NBA, working for Meta, and like these companies I never even heard of. Dude, they just have this boss ass charisma, but at the same time, it's not like an intimidating thing. Like, they want to get to know you. They want to know your story. They know they care. But the thing with the New York girls is they do care about, like, when they talk to you, it is nice and approachable, but they do want to know what you do for work. Do you have value?
Do you have money or not?
Yeah, do you have money or not? Because honestly,
Can you afford me?
New York,
You gotta pick your battle. Now I'm trying to decide. Like,
no. They'll be more open-minded because I've noticed there's not much
Yeah.
creators in New York. So to them, because we had like this, I just had a conversation with somebody about it out there. I was like, is like creators and like people in like the influencing world like kind of like a turnoff to everyone out here? Because it seems like everyone's so business-minded.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not that they're a turnoff. It's just like in New York, it's hard to make a lifestyle like this because it's so expensive out here. It's like we don't have time to even attempt to do that because of how expensive it is. So you have to like work and hustle and network. And honestly, I kind of like that speed because like I view myself as a networker. So it's like, it's just 24-hour fast paced. Like anyone you meet, talk to at the subway or anything could literally change your life.
Yeah.
Like one guy I met,
the city's so dense.
yeah,
And so rich.
One guy I met, I don't even want to. I'm not gonna mention name, but I told Chris and Andrew we didn't have our jewelry brand set up yet, right? We don't have the website, we don't have our SKUs, none of that. And this is a true story. I can't make this up. I talked to this guy, met this guy for 5 minutes, average dude, not a big following, anything. We're talking about my acting career. He's like, oh, I'll connect you here, which he did. Great guy. And then I told him about my jewelry brand. He saw me wearing it, and he goes, wow, those are actually really cool. Like, all that stuff. I'm like, oh, thanks. Yeah, it's my brand with my friends, blah, blah, blah. And he literally looks at me, and I've never been asked this. He goes, so, what do you want from me? And I was kind of blown away where I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, no, like, we're here at a networking event. Like, what can I do for you? Like, what do you want from me? I'm like, oh man, I'm just, I'm trying to be more charismatic. So I'm like, oh, like, I just want to develop a relationship with you and all that. And like, yes, some things can go further. We can. He literally looks at me and goes, Benji, I don't know if you know how this works. I'm asking you, what the fuck do you want from me?
I feel like my reaction would be like, what is he asking me?
Yeah.
now?
So I was so
Like,
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
and that, so I'm literally like, I'm just staring at him like, I didn't know. And he goes like this. He goes, I help fund startup brands for Asian Americans, right? And I go, okay. And he goes, so the first rule of thumb I want you to learn is ask for what you want. This might be your only chance. And I'm like, I need help with a startup with my jewelry brand. And he goes, would $100K work for you? The fuck? And I said, yeah, that would be more than helpful. And then he's just like, okay, let me see your blueprint. Let me see your sales. Let me see your website, everything. And I go, I'm not going to lie to you, man. We don't have any of that. We're supposed to open up in maybe 2 months. And he looks at me and goes like this again. He goes, okay, we'll revisit maybe in a couple months, but I'm going to visit LA. We'll have a drinks. We'll hang out and all that stuff. But he goes, next time, Benji, when you have plans, especially when you come out to New York, you better have everything set up. He goes, you cannot come to these types of events with empty-handed. He goes, and then he just smiled and walked away. And I called and I texted you guys in our group chat. I'm like, I had $100K angel investment towards our jewelry brand, and we fumbled it because we didn't have the product in hand. I sold
why
it
you
just
were
from
pissed.
talking to him. I just 5 minutes of talking to him. This man was gonna angel invest, which means he doesn't have ownership of the brand. He's just donating us this
giving
money.
us money.
He's just giving us money.
Because he enjoys it.
And he did it for 4 companies that I know in LA. I know the owners here. I don't want to mention their, keep everyone private. I know the startup companies he's helped that make millions of dollars right now. And he's one of their angel investors. And this man literally offered us $100,000. And because we weren't prepared, we fumbled the bag. And honestly, I put it all on me. I wasn't even put on the team. I was just like, everyone counts on me to network. This was my moment to like it, and I fucked it up. And I was like, I was so down. But that's another thing that made me realize, like, man, I'm worth it. I can go in anywhere, and I can get that investment.
You found that's a good silver line to walk away with.
Like I can go,
Yeah.
I can walk in, and I can ask.
Yeah.
And it's like it's possible. Will that opportunity happen again? I don't know. Maybe that window lost, but it's not. I know that window can open again, or us as a team can do it. Like if anything, that just inspired me to tell us like, yo, our brand, the jewelry, even though we don't have the main pieces, we're just showing a simple piece that we're wearing. This can go somewhere because I have people literally coming up to me. I'm not even saying anything, just saying like, yo, where's that from? Like, I want that piece. And I'm like, this isn't even our, like, most popular piece, which is crazy, So I just know, like, us wearing it and when we have it in hand and when we really put, like, marketing to it and we just put it out there, it's going to go.
Oh yeah.
It's
no
going to
doubt.
go.
No
like,
fucking doubt.
it's just one of those things that you just really believe. I'm not saying it because I'm doing it with friends and we have these high hopes. It's like when you look at it in a business standpoint and what we've accomplished with just momentum and potential, oh my God. And the fact that I could get, and what made me happy was Chris and Andrew, like, they walked into a networking event without knowing anyone, which sucks. Like, I just did that at AAPI, and trust me, I know that it fucking sucks until someone shows, like, one handshake.
Yeah.
But the fact that you guys were able to get that one handshake and it just, like, dominoed effect to getting a manufacturer that we need, like, I'm so proud of you guys, and that just shows, like, our whole team is capable of doing this. We just got to be put in those situations, So I think that, I'm sure, encouraged you and Andrew to be like, oh, we can do this too.
Yeah.
Rather than like, oh, let's just lean on one person to do it. Let's like, we talked earlier in our
100%.
meeting today, like, we can't lean on people. We just got to go do it.
Just gotta
We're all
go.
capable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that goes along with everything that you're doing too.
Shit. That
So-
makes me want to I need to get my shit set up for a fragrance brand, so if anyone ever comes to me and I'm like,
Dude, that was-
that would fucking help.
That honestly was like a 5-minute like reality check that threw me in the
Yeah.
dumps because I was like, all we had to do was maybe be a little bit more diligent with our work. Obviously things happen. There's no blame on our team, but like if we would have been diligent, we actually would have been up and running kinda, or at least had the product and stuff. So in my head I'm like, man, if we actually did not waste 8 weeks
Yeah.
and actually put a normal time, like not even pushed hard, just put the time we're supposed to put in, which means like just do your homework every day, we would have got the biggest investment, that more than enough that we need. Like we would have been fine for a few years when it comes to investment.
Yeah.
And that was right there in front of us, and that just showed me, like, even in acting or modeling or content creating or whatever you do with work, you got to just be ready. If you're not ready, that window closes real quick. And you just got to, when that window opens a little bit, you have to go through it. Like, you have to be prepared. And that made me realize, like, that's business. That's how you get those big investments. It's not like these little hopeful dreams and, oh, let's do a deal with Shark Tank stuff. It's not a Shark Tank deal. Like everyone thinks you're going to get like, no, if you really want something, it should already be done. So if you want to do a fragrance, that shit should already be in works. It should already be done because you got to at least have a few things because you never know who you fucking meet and who you give it to and who really loves it. Because those people who have that type of money, the fact that they offer you is great, but that offer might not come again.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of other people that they give you. We are not the only Asian startup brands. We're not the only startup company going that has a good idea.
Yeah.
He didn't even know the idea. This guy was literally about to just.
I like you.
That's the other
so-
part.
Yeah. And then he's gonna check the numbers and all that. Okay, you guys were legit. And then
Yeah, all he had to see was like, oh, numbers were okay, or you guys are.
Yeah. I see.
He just wants to see like it
the
was
vision.
doing something.
Yeah.
He didn't even care if it was blowing up or. And I was like, oh my god.
But I think like everything comes in time, so I think it's like we learned a lot from that. So I think it is a big wake up call, looking on the positive side.
Got a
Yeah.
couple
I
of
think
those
there's
recently.
I think there's a lot of positive things that came out from that experience and like just everything how it's lining up. So I think every startup, every business, it goes through that
Yeah.
cycle.
Yeah.
So that's just the business part.
There's
but-
nowhere but forward, right?
That's just how the fucking cookie crumbles sometimes, man.
Yeah.
I think that's actually a good place to end it. Just like overarching, that was solid podcast. I think overarching theme of like that last segment really is just don't be afraid to ask for what you want and figure out what the fuck it is that you want and what you need.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that's actually another thing about it. We talked about like a lot of random things, but I think it all had like
Good value.
I think it had like a good core value of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what you should get out of it, which is like you said, like honestly, one, like I think we can all say like you're worth it. I think that's like a big
You are
thing.
enough.
Like I don't want to say you're enough. I think that's like a limit. When I hear enough now, I think it's like a limit. Like I just think like
You are
you're-
good enough.
Like you're worth it, like and go do it. Like go create your own path. Like don't wait on anything. Just go create it. No one has time. And then when you tell yourself like why am I second? It's like, dude, just no excuses. Just no excuses, man. Just go do your thing and just put your head down and work and be ready and just have things in front of you.
Just do it. Just do it.
And just
Do it. All right. Thank you for tuning in.
Well, thank you for tuning in to the Y2K Show.
I am your host, Saint Yim. These are my fucking boys, my brothers, my co-hosts, Chris Yee. Well, today you're a
I'm a
guest.
guest. So it's the Y2 Show.
Today's the Y2 Show. We're joined by our guest
You said his name, but you're not gonna say my name,
because he's a guest.
Benji.
Benji Kil. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.